Hey guys, it's Laurel. Today is Sunday, November 17th, and this is FLOSSTUBE number 48. I had to restart this video because I got myself all tongue-tied. My computer was trying to update something and it got me a little out of kilter, so here I am again. A few things have happened since I saw you last. I had a birthday, so I'm a little bit older, got a haircut, had a one-day stitch retreat with my local stitchy group, and just everyday, day-to-day stuff. My background is a little bit different. As you can see, we are having some new flooring put down in the living room, kitchen, dining room area. So I have already, this morning, I kind of moved some of my stuff. Some of the stuff that I needed to move, I went ahead and moved in here to get out of the way of that. So it's messier than normal in here, so I just had to scooch over and find a little corner that I wasn't overly embarrassed to show you. So I'll be back to my normal setup next time, I hope. Hadn't seen you in a few weeks. I had like I said, an all-day stitchy thing yesterday with my local group, and then next weekend is quilt camp, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But because of that, I couldn't film yesterday, and I can't film next Saturday because I'll be at camp. So we'll just get started and see where we go. So let's start with, I have no fully finishes. Yeah, no fully finishes. I had one FFO, but it was my smalls exchange for the group. So I will post a picture later on my Instagram account. But it was kind of funny. We were doing the smalls exchange, and I really stressed out. Not stressed out. I put too much thought. I was overthinking trying to get my gift ready, and then I ran out of time because I was so obsessed with trying to find the perfect thing to stitch that I didn't have time to stitch anything. So the only little thing that I already had stitched that I could finish was a spring piece. So everybody else gave Halloween or fall or Christmas as their smalls, and I gave spring. So maybe when we do this in the spring, maybe I'll stitch a Christmas ornament. I don't know. Maybe I'll just be completely backwards, or maybe I should just start stitching now, and then maybe I'll have something ready. But anyway, it was a good time, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But so no finishes, no fully finishes. So I'm just going to go with what I have been working on, which are 3 pieces. I think that's the only 3 I've touched since I saw you last, and all 3 of them are new starts. So, let me find my pile. So, when I talked to you last, I had said that I was trying to decide on my linen choice for Red Manor House. I'm sorry, it's super bright right here, so I know that's glaring a little bit, but Red Manor House by the Scarlet House. I did, so my choice was to see if the fat half came in and use it, or to use the fat quarter of needle and flax that I had in Thornfield. If I used the Thornfield, it was going to be very, very tight to the point that I would probably have to shift some things. So I had said I was going to start in the middle and come down, and that's kind of what I've done. So I got the crown done, the tree, I guess, or bush, whatever it is. Then I came down and did the urn of flowers, and I have started on the house. And I know this is very blown out, but it really does look pretty on this linen. And you can see just by looking at it at a glimpse, I mean, that's going to be, which I measured it again and I counted out, and it will be 1.5 inches from each side if I put everything in. So I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do yet. And it'll be a bit, because this house will take a little bit. We were at our stitchy group yesterday. We met from 9 to 6, which probably the last, 45 minutes we spent just kind of cleaning up and getting everything back in order. I spent some time shopping because we had a vendor, and I did a lot of talking. I felt like I did a pretty good bit of stitching, but I worked on roof fill-in. So I got some of that done. And there is a third window partially stitched down there. But I'm very excited about this. I'm stitching this with Kim, Krista, Renee, Heidi, and I think there's a few more people that have joined. But it's a good time. So I'm all set up in the roof for a little bit of Zoom stitching on that for the next time that we can get together and stitch. But we had a really good time. We had a Zoom. There was 4 of us that did a little Zoom and worked on it. And we just had a good time. It was a lot of fun. Okay, and then the next piece I started on is my drawn thread, Give Thanks. This was one of about 4 projects that I wanted to work on in November. This is the only one out of the 4 that I've worked on so far, and probably the only one that I will, just with the time situation. I bought this, I want to say, now it's going to be super dark. I want to say I bought this last year. I'd intended on starting it last year around Thanksgiving and didn't get it done. Now, if you'll remember in the last video, I made the comment that I didn't necessarily run towards specialty stitches, but I wasn't really scared of them either. I really need to be careful what I say in these videos, because I knew that this had a few specialty stitches up here, like in the flowers and whatnot. Sorry, there's something on my screen. It has 18 different specialty stitches. 18. But it has really good diagrams. So I'm excited. I'm excited to work on it. So I'm stitching this on a remnant piece of 40 count exemplar by Lakeside Linens. So I felt like this was worthy of such a piece, because this is how it came to me. This is one my friend Rebecca had let me take to see how I felt about 40 count. And I have to say, I have really enjoyed the little bit of stitching I've done on this. I sat down in the living room. I had my magnifiers. I had my light. And we were watching TV, and I just stitched away. I am obviously changing the colors. This is a little bit lighter, and this calls for MPI silks, but I wasn't going to buy the silks for this. So I'm just going to do DMC and just pick my colors out as I go. Sorry, I think the dogs just got in trouble. Okay, sorry, they were being bad. My husband's, he doesn't feel very good. He's trying to get some rest, and they were being a little wild, so I put 2 of them up. But anyway, drawn thread, Give Thanks. So, I don't know, excuse me, if I'll get much more done on that this season or not, but it's okay. I'm not stressed out over it. The next thing I worked on is my birthday start. So I am doing Rack Straw Hill by Rosewood Manor. I am really, really, really drawn to Rosewood Manor right now. So this one calls for 32 count butterscotch cookies by Fabrics from Stephanie. I could find no such creature, so I ordered a piece of 36 count Guardian by Stitch Me. So I started this on my birthday, which was November 2nd. I don't know exactly how many days I've worked on this. The other one's trying to be bad. I might have to go pick him up in a minute. I hear him getting fussed at. But I have so enjoyed working on this. Now, if you've done a Rosewood Manor before, you know that they have a lot of color changes. But it has not felt one bit tedious at all. Not one bit. So I do have some more flowers and stuff to fill in, but I'm almost done with this flower on this side, and then I can start. My thought is to come down, finish filling in the flowers here at the bottom, do the urn, then this, then come over and come up. Just kind of over, up, over, up. So it's a little bit different. And then I'll probably do this at the end, but that could be a lie too. But I am excited to get back to this. I have a couple other things in the works too, so I don't know when I will get back to it, but I'm really enjoying it. And it could just be, like I said, because it's a different color. It's not my normal brown or gray, but I like it. And I do like, this was my first piece of Be Stitch Me linen, and I really do like it. It's very easy to work on. Okay, so that was 3. I have one more. Already lying, so I really have 4. Because November 14th was Jem's birthday. So Jem's birthday start is with thy hands. So the night before her birthday, I sat down, I put all my flosses on thread drops. I'm using the called for. I got my piece of linen together that I wanted to use. I took it to work with me that day because I was going to start it on my lunch hour. Ate my lunch, got everything else to start. The fat quarter that I had was actually almost a fat half. Like, I remember when we were at the store where we got it, they had said it was a little bit, they were like, it's just a little bit extra, so I just put that in there. But I mean, it's a pretty good bit of extra. And I was like, it was lighter. It wasn't this light. It was still darker than this. But I was like, I don't think I want to, because this will finish like 10 by 10 or something like that. No, not 10 by 10, because it's a rectangle. But anyway, it would be beneficial for me to save that piece of linen for a bigger project. Is where I was going around the world to say. So I came home that night and I pulled out a piece of, I just finished one on this. This is Brown Sugar by Fiber on a Whim. So I pulled this out and I put some stitches in it. First, I wasn't real sure if I was going to like the colors on it, but I'm okay with it. I like it. That is the wrong way. This way. So this I really like because if you look, the border, it's 4 different, every side is different on the border. And I like when designers do that. Because number 1, it's not boring. Number 2, it just is a good look. I like the way that looks. And I think it goes pretty fast. So I'm very excited to be stitching this with Jem. I'm glad that she picked this out for her birthday. We have a lot of similar tastes. So, all right, so that took me 13 whole minutes to show you everything I've done in 3 weeks' time. I am going to show you a haul, because of course I have haul, but I want to talk a little bit about our Stitchers group and the retreat that we had yesterday. So the lady that started this stitching group is the most organized person I've ever met. I've talked about that before. And this group of women, they are fantastic. And we just had the best time. So we set up all the things that I hear that you have at, the bigger retreats. We had snacks. We had a brag table. We had a giveaway table. We did a smiles exchange. And just in general, just had the best time. I mean, we talked about so much stuff. We were all so hungry by the time we left because they got talking about restaurants. And so we were like, okay, we had to plan out where we was going to eat. And it was just fun. So the group is set up. We do have a Facebook group. If you go on Facebook, it's Greensboro Stitchers. If you are in the Greensboro, Burlington, Durham area, Raleigh, we're within driving distance. And it is again, like I said, a really good group of ladies. So right now they have 2 different times to meet. The first and third Tuesday is the evening stitch. And then they have 2 Monday afternoon stitches. And then we'll occasionally have something extra, if a group wants to get together and do something. But it's really nice. It gives you a chance to kind of get out of your normal day-to-day and go hang out with some people that understand you. I had a dentist appointment earlier in the week, and it was so funny because my dentist, he's always real nice when he comes in, and he was like, "Hey Laura, what you doing?" He said, "How's your weekend going? What you gonna do this weekend?" And I was like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna go to a cross stitch retreat." He was like, "Oh, that's nice." Because if you're not in that world, like, it sounds so weird to do something like that. But it was fun. But anyway, so we went around, everybody introduced themselves just in case people hadn't been there or hadn't met that particular individual. So everybody would kind of put a name with a face. We did name tags and everything. There were door prizes. We got to the smalls exchange, and it was just the best time just to see everybody's face. Everybody just lit up when they opened what they picked, and we wrapped the bags to kind of give a hint as to what, would be in that package so people would know. Now I don't decorate for Halloween, and there were a lot of Halloween bags, and I was like, we kept getting to the end. I was like, oh, my name wasn't drawn. My name's not drawn yet. My name's not drawn yet. But I want to tell you, even the Halloween pieces were so pretty. I mean, there were a couple that were done. I mean, they almost looked like I don't know how to describe it. Like, they were little because they were smalls, but I mean, they looked like, had you even done it like big, it would just be jaw dropping. I mean, they were just so pretty, but it was so funny how everything just fit. So it got down to me, and there were 2 bags left that looked to be Halloween. There were 2 other bags. One of them looked to be Christmas, and one of them could have been Christmas or generic. So I picked the generic one, and I want you to know this is the most perfect small for me. Like, if all of them would have been laid out there together, this is the one I would have picked. Isn't it great? I love everything about this. You cannot go wrong with red. You cannot go wrong with letters. You cannot go wrong with a frame like this. It's absolutely perfect. We did a group picture, and then she also took a picture of each one of us with our smalls gift. And I'm cheesing so big in it. I look so goofy, but I love it. So my friend Pat is who stitched this, and she did a fantastic job. And I love it so much. Love it, love it. So, but it was really fun. Like, there's one lady, she got to come to like one night, and then she hasn't been able to come back, but she came to the daytime because she has a little bit of driving. Her name's Deborah, and she used to be in the Coast Guard. One of the other ladies also used to be in the Coast Guard. So it's just neat that you have connections with people that you haven't met before. I just love it. Okay, sorry. That was a little extreme close-up, I know. Okay, so also, there we had a vendor. I'm going to list her down below. Her name is Lillian. She has an Etsy shop, and I'm going to show you some of the stuff in haul that I bought from her. But you should go over and check her out because she has a lot of really cool stuff. All right, so let's move over to like haul-ish stuff. So I got, well, this is really quilting, but I'll go ahead and show it. So this was on the freebie table, quilting journal. I've been looking at these for a long time from Fat Quarter Shop. Never have bought one, but it was there, and I feel like it was for me. So it's where you can list all your information about your projects. So I'm going to try that out for this coming year. Log my stuff, and maybe it will keep me organized because I have zero organization in my quilting world. Zero. If you're brand new to me, I like to cross stitch. I like to quilt. It's hard for me to find the time to do both of them. So normally one suffers just depending on what mood I'm in. I normally have a plan plan-ish for my cross stitch, but quilting, there's never a plan. It's always, I feel like, shoot from the hip, so maybe that will help me get a little more organized. I also have, at one of our little stitch nights, someone had run across some freebie copies of, I was about to spit out my quilt magazine, Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher. So we kind of went through and pulled out what charts we might like. So this is Fall Sampler. This is by, is it Romy? ROMY' Creations. I really like that. This is by Twin Peak Primitives. This is Moonlit Night. I don't know how old these magazines were. What does this say? Oh, okay. This is from 23 Fall. This is from 23 Christmas. So these may be out now or might be coming out as individual patterns. And then this is a Teresa Kogut Snowman Trio. I love Teresa Kogut. I love her stuff. I love it. I love it. I love it. I don't know if I showed this in my last one or if everything was just together. I think I showed everything, but I did. Here's the linen that I now may or may not be using for this one. This is Real Comfort. So this is the linen that I got that is the fat quarter or fat half. But now all that stressing that I did, and this may actually fit on a fat quarter, so I'm not sure. But I mean, I have plenty of fat quarters, so I will figure something out. But here's Real Comfort. I have all the floss, I have the pattern. Like, I'm ready to go. All I need is time, which is the one thing I don't have very much of. But you know, again, we were talking about stuff, and it's, you just do what makes you happy, and this makes me happy right now, collecting my stuff for when I may possibly have time to get something done. This right here, this blew my mind. This is a sampler soap pack from Stitch Me that I got when I ordered the Guardian. I mean, look at that. Is that not beautiful? Beautiful. I have been debating on stitching. I think they're starting maybe in December. Put a Bird on it by Modern Folk Embroidery. And it needs 4 colors, but I don't know how I feel about the 4 colors it's designed with. But here's a little lot. I mean, this has 5 in it, so there's 1 extra, but I like that combination of the purpley periwinkle and teal. So maybe, I don't know, we'll see. I was at Joann's last week, and I was trying to find some stuff to finish off my Smalls exchange gift, and I ran across these, and I just thought I needed them. I wound up not using them for that project, but I will use them for something coming up, so I was excited to get those. This was a flash sale, Fat Quarter Shop. I've seen these for the longest time. I love Kathy Barrick, and I was like, you know, I just need to do one. This is the Block Party series. And if I was going to do one, of course I'm going to pick 4th of July, patriotic. So this is what the hole around it looks like if you were to do it straight. And then it does come with the piece here. So, one day, that will be a project. I also was able to get some more Lakeside. I got a piece of 36 count Is that right? Yeah, Lakeside. 36 count bisque. And I just got a small piece. I just got a 13 by 18. So it looked a little yellowy on the site, but it really is a pretty color. It's a very just creamy beige. It's not at all yellow. So I almost wish I would have got a bigger piece, but you just don't know. And then I also got, I'm sorry this is loud, but I don't have it turned where I can see the name of it. I'm sorry. I also got, again, 13 by 18. And they only had this in 28 count. But it's country, no. It's vintage tundra. I'm trying to read upside down. And I love that color. I mean, I could do so many things. I've seen a lot of patriotic stitched on these gray colors. It looks really good. But a wintry scene would be pretty also. So, we'll see. But it's here when I'm ready. Okay, so now I want to talk about Lillian Shop. She gave us all these cute little goodie bags. Has some caramel in it. Love it. Some tea. Look at this. Little pumpkin. I'm obsessed. That will have to stay in here because my dogs will try to eat that and I will be sad. This is the neatest marketing thing ever. I just want you to know. Look at this. This is a little glass cleaner. Look. And this is her Etsy shop, Bestie Barn Creations. And she's got her Instagram, her Facebook, and her email on here. So go over and check Lillian out. And I will list her down below also. She is super, super fun, super, super nice. She's a really great salesperson, which I'm about to show you. Which, granted, I am an easy target. And at this point, it's kind of a joke in my little stitchy group. I just show up to see what they're going to show me that I'm going to buy next because there's no willpower in my world. Here's the other side of her card. It matches her little... So cute. Really cute little logo. Oh no. I'm going to show you that in a minute. Sorry. Alright, so she had sent out in the group that she was going to have a small table at the event. And she said, if there's anything from the shop that you want, just let me know. And I'll bring it. Because she wasn't necessarily, obviously, going to bring her whole entire Etsy shop. So, there's a couple things I asked her to bring. And then I found some more things. When she was there with them that I needed. So this is what I bought. I bought Sewing Therapy by Crafty Bluebonnet Designs. I have been looking at these spools for a while and I keep talking about how cute they are and never bought any. So I made up for that yesterday. I bought Sewing Spool Trio. And this kind of got me because I have some of this trim. And I have some of this similar fabric. So, in my mind, I want to do these very similar to what is right here. So, I bought them and I was going to check out. And she was like, hey, did you know there's a second set? Why, no. No, I did not. But now I do. And now I own it. How cute. Even, I mean, you could mix any of these up. And do. So I have to think about how I'm going to do that. And they're all coordinated. It just gets me. This I had seen a while back. And I actually had this on my wish list. This only takes 2 colors. And I won't be trying to pronounce any of that. But I'm going to show it to you. Is that not beautiful? Oh, so pretty. This is one I would like to do. It's 221 by 81. Oh, it says points. This is definitely out of my language level, the wording on the back, but I can make sense out of it, but I am definitely going to do this on a higher count. Since I've gotten into 40 and so far it hasn't given me any fits, I would say I would do at least 40. Rebecca had a piece stitched on 46 yesterday on the brag table, and it was gorgeous. And I know Kim, Krista, Jim, all those, they like those higher counts, and I never thought I would even get up to 40, but now this makes me think I might want to do it like on 46. Because I'm crazy. I don't know. But she also had this one. I was going to look to see. Okay, this is newer. 2024. Look at this. Isn't that adorable? Winter Cardinals. I love this so much. I have another Artful Offerings Christmas one. Actually, I have 2 other Artful Offerings Christmas ones. So I might have to pull them out and see if I can figure out a way to do them that will make them kind of display well together. I love this. Artful Offerings. They're like a sleeper. I mean, they are just, every time they put something out, you're like, oh, wow. This one I've wanted for a while. And I saw she had it in her shop, so I was like, yes, please. Yeah, it's really pretty. This one is stitch count of 50 by 216. So on 40 count, it is 2.5 by 10 3/4. On 36 count, it's 2 3/4 by 12. So that may be a 36 for me. I don't know, but Kim, it's pink. It's pink. I can't be a pink hater anymore. Kim said I couldn't be. And I do love pink these days. I still love my browns, my drab. Hence this next pattern that I bought. Ink circles. This is Delicate Garden. Now, a while back, I mean, I couldn't even begin to tell you a number video, but I showed a piece of Picture This Plus Earthen, I think it is, which is a dark brown linen. I got it because it was on a flash sale or something. And when I got it, I was like, Laura, what were you thinking? What are you going to stitch on that? This is what I'm going to stitch. Now, it's very hard to see the design on the model. It just didn't photograph like super great. But you can see back here what it looks like. So I want to do like this, my dark, which is really, really dark, and put like stitch it with like a cream. I just need to decide if it's going to be a solid or if I'm going to use a variegated. This one, oh, this is the one. This is why I was thinking 10 by 10. I was like, I knew I looked at something that was 10 by 10. On 40 count, stitched over 2, this will be 10 by 10. Just makes me want to start everything right now, like right now. So we'll see. I was talking with some friends about the 12 by 12 New Year's Eve stitching. So New Year's Eve is like during the week. So sorry. I'm not boring myself. I'm just a little tired. It's during the week, so I can't really do like the noon to midnight kind of thing. I haven't really ever done that just because of my work schedule, but I have a thought about how to kind of tweak it a little bit for me, and in doing that, I may sit down and try to work out some loose plans. I don't want to do plans like I did exactly this year, but just kind of have loose plans for next year. And speaking of plans, so I will continue to work on some of my other pieces. I do have some Christmas stuff I want to get started. Thanksgiving Day last year, I started Dwelling Place with Jan Holder of Hoop It Up with Jan and Phoebe with Moonshine Stitchery. Jan had an idea that this year we could start another piece, and I jumped right on board. And I want to say that she, forgive me if I'm speaking out of turn, but I think that she talked to Phoebe, and I think Phoebe's in too. So this year on Thanksgiving Day, we're going to start In God's All. So I got this. I have my floss. I do not have my linen picked out yet, but I still have time to get it. So I may look this evening and see if I can go ahead and finalize a linen choice. Patricia Kogut. Her, this week, her next installment of that thing with all the houses. My mind is blank. Anyway, her 2-year Patreon piece came out this week. So go over, if you're in her Patreon, go over and save that, print it out, do whatever you do with that. But her smaller Patreon pieces, I've already put them in my book. I'll show you next time. Her other Patreon pieces that came out are Christmas themed. They're really, really good. So I think that's all I have stitching wise. I have just a little bit of quilting, and I want to talk about quilt camp. So again, if you're leaving, if you're not into the quilting portion, like, I get it. I do wish you would stay, but I understand. But I would like to kind of throw in right here that I really do appreciate y'all coming over and seeing me. I appreciate every subscription, every like, every comment. All of that helps in the algorithm of YouTube world. So I do appreciate that very much. I hope to be back in a couple weeks, but again, it kind of depends, of course, holidays and all that stuff going on. But I do appreciate you all, and like I said, hope you'll stick around, but if not, I will see you in a couple weeks. So I'm going to start the quilting section with haul, because that's what I do. So these are like in absolutely no order, because I just have the most random pile of stuff right here in front of me. So I'm going to go through haul, and then I'm going to talk about camp and how camp worked, and then I'm going to talk about plans for camp, and then that'll be it. So in the last video, I showed you a pixelated quilt pattern that I want to do with my mom when she was a child. So right here is the fabric. It is all here. It is ready to be cut. So I wanted to have it cut out before camp, but I was like, I just need to wait to see where I am on stuff after camp, and then I can kind of go from there. So that is here and ready. I'm having a little bit of, I don't know what the right word is, infatuation with Jay Wecker right now. Jay Wecker, Frisch, the one that I can't say right, and I'm so sorry. She's amazing. So I got some more of her fabric. This line, this what is it, press on, is just the most perfect line of fabric to me. So I got this piece. Ow. I got this piece. Now I showed you some irons from this line last time, but these are different ones. So I got those. So I'm sorry, something just fell out of that. I don't know what that is. Oh, I knocked my pumpkin off. Hold on, please. I just saw a shadow out the corner of my eye, and I needed to make sure nothing was about to jump on me. Okay, so I got those two. The one I got last time, like I said, was one of her iron prints, but it was a different print. This is the same print as the two that I just showed you, but it's in the red. Because I just have to. This is this is also one of her prints, but this line is called something else. What did I tell you? Sojournal. So love it, love it. So I will either use this, I don't know, I may make a quilt, put this in a quilt. It might be the back end on a cross stitch piece. It might be a project bag. It might be, there's just no telling what that might be. It just depends on what kind of mood I'm in when I come in here and that grabs me. But I mean, this is just great. It's just great. I will say, I've talked before about we have the Pineapple, which is Keepsake Warehouse. They had a sale yesterday. I wasn't able to go because I was at the Stitchy retreat. I don't know what's going on with them. I think they might be going back to just warehouse sales, or might be going out. I'm not sure. I don't know what's going on. They seem to keep changing a little bit the way they do everything. But I'm going to keep my eye out, because when they do have something else big come up, I want to go and see if they have any Joe Ecker, because I know they carry a lot of Riley Blake. And then this is also, this is Journal Basics. Oh, that was cute. It's the little tickets. I think a lot of things are cute. This is my life. I think a lot of things are cute. I don't have a picture to show you, but if you do not follow Jessica Dayon, let me pull her up. I will list her below also. She's on yes, Jessica Dayon. Can y'all see her? If you don't follow her, you need to go follow her. In particular, this video right here she has on her Instagram. And this one, she does the cutest tutorial for little miniature stockings using 2.5 inch squares. It's a great video. You should go watch that. Her instructional stuff is really, really good. I have started watching her quilting videos, and I've missed out on some stuff, like some quilt alongs and stuff she's doing, but she is definitely one that I want to follow along with next year. She does a lot of really good stuff, and she has a lot of really, really, really good tips. Also on a flash sale, they had these cute little Lori Holt cards. So I thought that would be cute for some of my little stitchy friends, for quilty friends for birthday and whatnot. Dad tape measure on sale, flash sale. You can never have too many of those. This, I don't think I showed you this last time. I'm sure I didn't. I am so excited about this. Kim Deal, and you know how I've talked about how much I love Kim Deal. So this is her Simple Whatnots 4 book. And it said that this would be the last one she was going to do. I don't know if that's accurate or not. I hope it's not. I mean, as far as the Simple Whatnots, but they're just so chock full of stuff. I'll show you just a couple in here. I love all of them. This one, very, very pretty. This one, I actually have this one done. It's in there in the living room. That was a bad viewing, wasn't it? I don't want to give any directions, but that one was super fun to do. Super fun. I was in the club when that one came. This one's cute. But anyway, so love this. I need to go back and look. I mean, not that I could get the other ones that I don't have. I know I have at least 2 of the other 3, but I'm not sure if I have all 3 or not. And then when I went to Joann's the other day to get trim to finish my smalls exchange, I always stop by the magazine rack just to see if they have anything new, and to see, I'm always paranoid that I'm going to miss my subscription to American Patchwork. So I always look to make sure that I have the one that's actually in the rack, just to see if I need to call and get something renewed or anything. But this one, and I think they figure me out, and they do this on purpose. This is the second time they have had a quilting book sitting in the magazine section that I just had to have. This is Quilts from Tilda's Studio. Gorgeous. Now there are some in here, like I know this one. This is called Happy Snowman. I know that if you go to the Tilda's World website, I know this pillow is on there as a free pattern. Just everything is so cute. If you love Tilda, you need this book. But also, if you love Tilda, you need to go over to that Tilda's World website. Dreamy, dreamy, dreamy. It just adds and adds and adds to what I want to do. What I want to make. I want to make stuff all the time. Okay, so now I want to talk just real fast about quilt camp. So if you're new with me, I go to quilt camp twice a year. Quilt camp is 4 days of just sewing. We go in Thursday morning, we set up our tables. There's going to be a dozen of us this time. We set up our tables, we sew till it's time to eat, we walk down the hall, we eat, we come back, we sew till it's time to eat again, we come back. We basically eat, sew, sleep, eat, sew, sleep. That's what we do. Best group of girls I've known, the bulk of them that have come to this for years. We do have a couple new people coming this time, and that's always nice to have, a few extra people, meet some new friends. We always get great ideas from each other. There's a few of us that do a quilt together, and it's just a blast. It's just so much fun. If you are someone who is within driving distance, again, of the Greensboro area, if you're interested in going to quilt camp, I can put you in contact with the girl that runs our quilt camp. And she can let you know, she coordinates and everything, and, can let you know spots and dates and all that kind of stuff. But it is a lot of fun. So if you're ever interested in that, we normally do it, like I said, twice a year, once in the fall, once in the spring. And those dates kind of vary just depending on what everybody's got going on in their world. So she's really good about booking it in advance. We were kind of talking about switching location sites at one point. That may still be something that'll happen, but it'll still be within driving distance of this area. So normally in years past, I try to take something that's almost finished to camp, get there, finish it. That way I know I have a finish, I have it knocked out, I'm good. I love to have stuff pre-cut before I go to camp so I can go in and just sew. I like to be organized when I go to quilt camp and kind of have a plan. None of those things are happening this year. I've just been it's been really, really busy. And I know that I have jumped more into cross stitch than I was last year. But I still am I have 3 days to get ready for camp. And I don't have anything packed. I don't have my laundry washed. I don't have my projects together. I don't have a full plan yet of what I want to do. So my thought was, because I don't have a whole quilt cut out, that I thought I might do something a little bit different this year. So my thought was, I have a lot of pre-cuts. So I thought maybe I would take one of each pre-cut project and take those with me and just see what grabbed me when I got to camp. So I have a layer cake project that I'm going to take that I'm not going to show you because I've already shown it to you 3 times the last 3 camps. Still not out of the package. So I will not show it to you again unless I actually start it. I have a actual quilt kit that I'm going to take. And this one went with me last time. It went with me last time, but it didn't get any. That's the back. It didn't get any attention. So it's going this time. It may not get finished, but I'm determined to start this. So this is a definite going to camp. So that's 2 projects. The layer cake, that one. The layer cake may get started, may not. This one, I have got to get this started because it's so pretty. Now I need a little help deciding. So I have 2, I've narrowed down the choice of Jolly Bar projects to 2. So this is, I don't even know how you say that. Cairns quilt, Cairns. This is by Zen Chic, is that right? I'll tell you wrong, hold on. Yes, Filligree is the fabric line by Zen Chic. This is what the quilt looks like. So that's one choice. So if you like this one, put Zen Chic in the bottom. Zenchic, if that's your vote. The other one is Denim and Daisies. So those are my 2 choices for these. So if you want to help me decide, either put Zen Chic or Filligree or Denim and Daisies. So those are my 2 Jolly Bar, can't decide between. Okay. I am going to take Quilter's Cottage. This is the one that I'm stitching with some friends. I need to order some more fabric. It's not going to get here in time. I have enough fabric that I can do the flowers. Or maybe I'll take it and just work on the flowers and just have the fabric ready for when I come back. We'll see, but I want to work on that. I have 2 choices for a mini quilt kit to take because I have lots of Kim Deal simple whatnots. So I have, these are my choices. This is called Stash Hash. This one finishes 12.5 by 14.5. This one finishes 24.5 inches square, and this is Sing for Your Supper. So that's the 2 choices. Stash Hash, Sing for Your Supper. So let me know which one you think there. I am going to take a jelly roll also, and I haven't even begun to narrow that down yet. I have 2 jelly rolls that I have 2 each of, and I may take it and do that. One of the quilt patterns that I bought that I showed you in the last video is my thought for that. So that will give me a miniature kit, a regular size kit, a layer cake, a Jolly Bar, a jelly roll. I do have 2.5 inch squares, and I do have a quilt kit picked out for that, but I don't know that I'm going to take the 2.5 inch squares project. We'll see. But that will be, I'll be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm coming back Saturday evening because we have a concert to go to, and then I'm driving back Sunday morning to finish out my day. So I do have one more square done on Swoon 16. I wasn't going to pull it out and show it because they all kind of look alike, and you probably are like, you're taking 10 years to finish that quilt. You've showed us the same piece over and over, but they're really different. But that one's fun, but I'm not going to take that one to camp. It's a little more precise stitching, I think, than what I can do it at camp. I took it before and I did a square, but it didn't, it was a little bit tortured. So I think I need to do that one at home when I'm just in here by myself with a little bit of quiet time. So I think I've kind of showed you everything that's been happening or that will happen in the next little bit. I hope to get back to see you sometime before another 3-week period. To all my friends out there, I hope we get some Zoom stuff going on soon. I do have plans to do some stitching tomorrow night with some friends, and my little stitch group, we had talked about maybe doing some Zooms between meetings. But that's all I have for now. I'm going to put all the information below on the people that I spoke about. I'm going to try to remember to put it all down there. And I will see you in a couple weeks. So until then, I hope you get lots of stitching, lots of quilting done. Bye, guys.